you have your music in films and TV shows. How did those things come about, like you're licensing your music in film and stuff?
Well, I gotta shout out Michelle Bayer. She I guess saw me being talented when I was younger and was like, believed in me to be like, well, I guess, she has a publishing company and she's able to get placements and all that. And she was like making sure, hey, I can track down, she's able to track down money for stuff if I put something out and all of that stuff. And she felt like she believed in me as an artist, honestly. And then I signed to her company. We did a deal with her company for a percentage that she gets from collecting my money from all these things I've done.
Yeah.
And within her having that publishing administrating company, she gets movies that ask for music for TV shows and everything like that to the publishing company, music supervisors. So that's part of the deal too. Is as far as being able to not only generate money from my work I've done all these years and making sure somebody put something out. Oh, okay. Make sure you get that.
Yeah.
She's also getting offers, and like a TV show is looking for a song. She's able to submit songs and say, I got this song here. And they're like, cool. So lo and behold, she represents me, Master Ace, Prince Paul. That's just a short list of it, which some big heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Prince Paul, I didn't know me and Prince Paul. She represented Paul at the time. And Prince Paul was working on the Politics album, I believe. And he actually, I actually wound up being on a song with Paul with MF Doom. And
cool.
Man, so that's a blessing.
When did that happen?
That was like early 2000s. The name of the song is called People, Politics, and Places. If you look it up,
just check that out.
Yeah, Wordsworth, MF Doom, and Chubb Rock. So long and behold, that was dope. Paul got me on that. Me and him have the same publishing administrator. So Paul gets this opportunity to do Dexter's Laboratory. So he's like, yo, he already has the deal to get the song on there. He's like, yo, I want to see if we can do a song to this beat and see if we can make a song. If they take it, they take it. They don't. I'm like, all right, cool. So then I get and I go, I'll say, what's this? Let me go watch the cartoon. Then I go, Dex is in the lab again. Oh no, back to the lab again. And he was like, yo, they like it. I was like, all right. And then they wanted to make a cartoon, like commercial for it and everything, video. So that's on YouTube and stuff. So I'm like, all right. So then he gets hit again because now you're building that rapport of cartoons.
Right, yeah.
Honestly, to be honest, it's not the typical writing. Like if I said, yo, write this for a cartoon to somebody, you might get baffled. It's actually another thought process to write for cartoons.
Because you do got to dumb it down kind of when you write for cartoons, right?
It's a dumb it down, and then it's also the idea that's going to be catchy. Like you got to figure it out. You got to kind of weigh out how you're going to do this record, in a different mannerism. It is dumbing down because it's kids, but a certain way. So then Paul gets called for SpongeBob, same deal.
Okay.
Bubble party. I don't know if let's try it. Boom.
Yeah.
They got it. I'm like, okay, that's 2 cartoons for me. Maybe I'll get something else. So lo and behold, years later, I would say 2015, got hit with Michelle Bayer. She got this other opportunity again, DreamWorks.
Okay. Oh yeah.
They're doing Peabody and Sherman.
Mm-hmm.
So the rapport is already there that I can knock these cartoon things out with Paul.
Right.
Paul wrote me in. So we all get on a phone call with DreamWorks and, we're like, oh yeah, sure, what's the project? I go watch the cartoon, I listen to some beats and I go, I know what kind of beat I need. So I tell Paul, the beat I need. I actually listened to another artist and I kind of mimic this beat.
And let me ask you something, like, because it's for TV and stuff, like with the beats, is it always no samples? Because
Yeah, no samples.
Yeah.
So to give you an idea, just to kind of throw a little nugget out there, I knew what I wanted to do tempo wise. At that time, there was a real popular song out at the time. I said, yo, I need something like this. And Paul made it up.
Yeah.
And it was a version of that without it being that song.
Right.
And I picked the year. They gave us like a year, like the year that I needed to get something that was invented. So I picked the Ferris wheel. And then I wrote the hook and had my wife sing it. And the rest was history. It was like, yo, it's incredible. And excuse me. So then they made a cartoon with us. So if you go on Netflix right now, you see us in the cartoon. You see me and Paul as cartoons right now.
And that's and what was the name of that one again?
That's Peabody and Sherman.
Peabody and Sherman. Okay.
Yeah, Peabody and Sherman, season 1, episode 2, and you're gonna see me and Paul on there as cartoons. So that's huge.
That's awesome, man.
Because even to this day, people go, look what I just seen. My 2-year-old was watching things, and I'm just popping up, and people.
Right.
And that's how that kind of occurs, man. You kind of, you write songs. You gotta just kind of write songs, and not sometimes worry about them. But you gotta have songs with no samples, and then also, I do songs that have nothing to do with my album. So I kind of compartmentalize when I'm working on those songs. So I'll do like my album songs here, and then I actually have a whole bunch of songs nobody's ever heard that are made for TV. Because it's a different technique and a different sound than what I would present album-wise and what I do album-wise. And you have to be willing to understand that and happy with that compromise within yourself, because you're a business. It's like me, if you make hoodies and I'm like, I'm about to buy 1,000 hoodies from you, but I need, short sleeve hoodies, and you don't make them, you got to be like, well, if I'm a business,
you got to learn to make them. Yeah, you gotta learn to make everything.
Right. So one of my main things I tell people is that when you're in this game, to sustain and be in this game, you got to add tools to your tool shed. Right. So those type of records may need a wrench. If I go in your tool shed and you don't got a wrench, you're not prepared. So I make sure that my tool shed is always updated and upgraded, which hence goes back to the lounge, why we were able to do everybody's flow. You can't tell. You see what I'm saying? So, but it really hurt me probably do those flows on my stuff, but we wrote everybody's stuff in their flow, which it's in my tool shed. It just only comes out when I need it,
Yeah, it comes from being a fan and hearing people, and you already have your own style, and you just adapt it the way you have to adapt it.
Yeah.
And another thing that I like that you said is, like, as far as like with the different songs and stuff for the cartoons, that you just submitted it, like, take the shot. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't.
It was Paul. Paul
take the shot.
Yeah, Paul believed in me. And then after that, we actually wound up doing a whole kids album, the Dino 5. I don't know if you ever heard that. That's Paul did all the music. It's me, Charlie Tuna, Ladybug Mech from Diggable Planets, and Scratch from the Roots.
Wow. So like you educating me, man. So it's like I'm gonna go back and like watch all this stuff. Yeah.
Well, the Dino 5, we want to do. So all of that led up to that album. Me rapping with some real successful people, doing the kids album totally, and then so it just stems from that. So Paul believing in me, man, is dope.